As I mentioned yesterday, Avram begins to take center stage in the Torah. We've left Noah behind. We're now dealing with Abraham. And the great innovation of Abraham that he brings forth, there's been attempts before now, but Abraham is the one who specializes in what we call ethical monotheism. There was monotheism in the ancient world. Egypt had a sort of monotheistic concept, but it was not ethical monotheism. The God that the Egyptians worshiped, the one God they worshiped, became one God because he killed all the other gods. So that's not exactly what we'd call ethical monotheism. What the Torah is bringing forth, and this is the whole reason for the whole book of Bereshit, the whole book of Genesis. Rashi points out that our first mitzvah is in Shemot, in the book of Exodus. What are we doing messing around with these stories? What is it, story time? We little children that we have to go and hear these fun stories. The reason for this is laying the groundwork for the mitzvot, that there is a concept of ethics and morality, that if we're not moral or ethical, the mitzvot don't mean a thing, period. In other words, we have to do the mitzvot because God wants us to do these, but we also have to be ethical and moral. We can't cheat in business. We can't lie in court. In other words, we can't commit perjury, etc. In other words, this is the foundation for what's going to be coming. As I mentioned, like to mention, it's a very interesting concept that when John Adams was asked about the Constitution, who was it written for? And he said, it was written for a religious population. For any other society, it would not work. Only a religious population would it work. And that's basically saying something, that if you don't have that foundation, the whole thing falls apart. The same thing with Judaism. If you don't have the foundation of Yiddishkeit, of the society, the morality, then keeping the mitzvot won't work. Remember, the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed both times because we were not ethical or moral with one another. Something to think about. Kaddish.